Hi, so this is a review of my Rinku Army DMS boots. Now the name is a mouthful, but the important part is that these are Rinku boots, and Rinku boots have been quite famous since quite a long time. Maybe about I've been hearing them for maybe about 15 years or so. So in addition to making these military style boots, they also make a lot of sporting items, and I think they also make tracksuits and hockey shoes and other things also. So they've been around for some time, and in our context where the market is very price sensitive, they have been making very cheap boots built to a price, but at the same time more comfortable than the competition at the same price. Uh, Primarily because their boots from yesteryears also I remember they have been coming with EVA midsoles, whereas other boots used to be only a rubber sole. Rinku came out with EVA midsoles long time back, but again built to a price. So these are the Rinku Army DMS boots. Now, even though in the name it says DMS, these are not DMS because DMS stands for double molded sole, which is a very old design of military boots. It stands for a basic rubber sole, which when it came about was an improvement over the leather soles. But these are still superior. I don't know why they want to call them DMS. Probably they want the target audience to understand that these are for the military, and that is why they called them DMS boots. And also, I believe that Rinku is the same company which came out with Sega, the Sega boots, which I highly recommend, but I don't find them in the market anymore. Various odd sizes available, but I think most of the sizes are sold out. And now they're also being sold in the UK. So now the same company has come out with this design of boot, and I really like the design. And I think they've done a good job with one small con, which we'll cover later. So this is the boot front. This is the side profile, and as you can see, it looks like a decent, good quality boot. And mind you, these are one of the cheaper varieties that are available on the market. This is the rear profile, again side, and again front. So let's talk about the boot. As you can already see, this is a size UK 11 or UK 11, yes. And so Rinku, generally the sizing has been on the smaller side, and I earlier when tried on these boots at their shop, I found that I had to go up to a size UK 11, but these are very comfortable. I think I can probably try a UK 10 also, where I might just have just the right fit, and it's always better to have a slightly more space in the front of the boot. So I took a UK 11. So the only sizing information is at the rear. There is no sizing information at the sole. There is no sizing information on the inside. Which I think if they made a boot this good, they probably could have also put the sizing information on the inside, like all regular boots. So the primarily good part of the boot which I noticed was this sole. It's got a rubber outsole, decent aggressive tread design, and decently spread out, and decent quality rubber. It does have decent grip. I have already tried this same sole in other boots also, and I have a feeling that it is Rinku or AS Sports that initially came out with these soles, and has been the vendor for other brands also, or making boots for other brands also. So this is the outsole. It comes up fairly high on the rear also in the heel area, and it is stitched also, so this should give it decent longevity. Stitching is always good. It's got stitching here also in the center. It's got a little bit of an angle here, but not too much of a heel, but it's still got a little bit of an angle in between. And then up front also the outsole does come up decently high and is again stitched, so which is always a good thing. Then the second layer of the sole is this Phylon EVA. So EVA Phylon, and it's decently comfortable. It's slightly soft. It is slightly softer than this rubber outsole, And this is the prime reason for the comfort of this boot, this EVA midsole. It does look almost like a Magnum boot with the amount of EVA that they have used on this boot. So this EVA is actually a good design feature and one of the primary things because of which I decided to try this boot. Then coming on to the upper is all leather and it's complete leather, which is always good. And it's all genuinely large pieces of leather. There are no small pieces, which is always good because small pieces generally is to save price and is cheaper. So these are big pieces of leather, and then the laces are all synthetic with metallic highlights. They work decently well, there is nothing wrong there. The shape of the boot, you can see a lot of the local manufacturers are unable to get the right shape of the boot, where they feel unsure on your feet, they do not sit properly. Here you will find that the shape of the boot is absolutely right, and the heel design is also okay. It will hold on to your heel. However, there is a small problem in this area in one of the boots. Two boots, I've already tried them. In this area there is a thread. I'll have to find a way to remove that because it keeps biting into my heel. So the overall design concept is good, but the execution is still not there. But again, these are very cheap and built to a price. Then on the side, for easy putting on and off, it's got a zipper, and then on the zipper it's got a velcro closure also to keep the zip in place. Now coming on to the inside of the boot, the inside of the boot has got this soft padding. However, this is almost like a winter padding, and I'm very sure that these boots are going to be very warm because normally this is supposed to be a net kind of mesh material for padding which allows perspiration also, but this is solid padding and the cloth feels almost like those jackets fleece. So this is almost like a fleece on the inside, so this should be good for winters, but in summers this is definitely going to be hot. So that is one problem which I've identified with the boot. Second is that the tongue is all cloth, it's not a leather tongue, and the length of the tongue is shorter than the shaft of the boot. The shaft of the boot is 8 inches, but the tongue is shorter by at least about half an inch. So I'm hoping that when you wear them and the padding of the tongue compresses, then probably it will come up slightly more. But as of now, it's almost half an inch shorter. It doesn't have any branding. The boot doesn't have any branding anywhere on it except on the sole where it says Rinku. Apart from that, there is no branding on the boot, which is okay. Now coming on to the major negative of the boot, I found that even though everything else is fine, I simply tried on the boot and there is already a crease forming at the forefoot here, and in the other boot also, here also, already a crease is starting to form on the leather of the forefoot. So this is symptomatic of poor leather quality, and that has been the only major negative aspect that I found on this boot. The quality of leather is actually, as of now, it seems to be quite poor. On the sides also you will find that the bend marks are already there. On this side also, see, on this side also. So it's already starting to leave a mark, and I think that in the entirety of the boot, the leather, especially in this area, will be the first to fail. More so if you do not get the right size. If you have a boot which is slightly larger than your foot length, you will find that this will disintegrate much faster. This remains to be seen. However, I am quite sure that that will be the case. And so, for that prime reason, I find that these boots are not fit for my usage at least. I think I'll have to return these. Had the leather been of better quality, I would have definitely liked to keep this boot. I think they provide decent value. There are other boots on the market of the similar price range. I think these are still much better than those boots. But the only problem is that the leather quality had to be much better. I'm hoping that I'm proven wrong, but as of now it does seem that here also see you can see the bends happening. So because of this, the upper is going to fail. The lower is very well designed, is very comfortable. It's got a rubber outsole, it's got a midsole. It doesn't have an insole, but you can always put a good quality insole inside, and these will be very comfortable till the time the leather lasts. So do I like these boots? Yes, I like these boots. If you have a low budget and you want decent looking boots, comfortable boots, then these are the boots. But just be mindful that because they are cheap, the quality of leather is also on the inferior side. They will last for some time, but especially if you go in the rains with these boots, I'm sure they will fall apart much faster. This leather will not be able to take a lot of abrasion. So that is my review of the boot. Thank you.